Well, hello, wild forager. Creek Stewart here.
Oh, it's Hoople's Cat and Mr. Bear. And it's time for my bi-monthly Apocabox review. Stay tuned, I like this box quite a bit. People love gift boxes and most people hate them, mostly based upon the fact that most gift boxes are full of junk from what I've seen online. And I do recommend Corsair Trainer's Crate Club. Now he's upgraded, or Mrs. Trainer has upgraded him to Crate Club Elite. It'll be interesting to see what that team of Special Forces people send him. Anyway, I've been doing the Apocabox since 2014. I make no apologies for it. For me, getting a box like this once every 2 months means I've accumulated a fair amount of junk. But I've also accumulated quite a amount of stuff that I wouldn't otherwise think to buy. I think if you're a master bushcrafter or a very experienced bushcrafter, you kind of know what you need to get. I don't, and I like these because they give you surprises. And boy, this gave me some surprises. A Canadian company, following in the screaming fit that everybody has to high protein diet these days, which is ludicrous and you don't need high protein. The bottom line is that I'm not sure if I'm going to eat this or not. I'm going to take it with me on my kayak trip and maybe able to try it out, do a taste comparison with this versus Cliff Bars. So it's made out of crickets and peanut butter, and you can make that yourself, I guess. And there may be shells in it, they said. Anyways, bottom line here is this will not last. It will expire quite quickly. This expires September 2019. And being made from the flesh of insects, I don't think so. I don't think it's a product I would personally get as a vegan. But, you know, this is either going to be $3 to $4 Canadian. Anyway, they sent a little bag. I like the little bags. Drawstring bag. Needs some work. It doesn't open that wide for me for a foraging bag. They're claiming it's a foraging bag. Maybe for nuts, maybe for raspberries, but really I want a big, wide foraging bag, not a small one. But good quality canvas bag, easy for pre-filtering water, storing kit in, always useful. This was somewhat a funny one. They sent Instafire as recommended by Shark Tank. Now I don't have cable TV, but from what I know of Shark Tank, a recommendation by them would not entice me to buy a product. I have had this before. I believe Apocabox sent one years ago, but I could be wrong on that. Anyway, this is just basically lazy people buy this, because if you live where I live, you can get pine pitch and birch bark and other fire starters, natural fire starters in the wild, and put them in a bag and carry them around yourself. However, they process this for you and charge you quite a bit of money for it. Makes up to 5 fires. Made in the USA. This is why you guys don't have any forest left. Military grade. Okay. Any of you guys ever served and used this? Yeah. Whatever. I might try one of these out one day on the thing, but I think the main use of this would be 1 sachet or 2 sachets in a bug out bag where the weather might not be great. But again, I might be more looking at an actual homemade wax petroleum based one myself in a bug out situation than trying to rely on something natural that's going to do the job. But we'll see. Now we get into the weird. This is another knife. Has a little attachment. These attachments are not the greatest attachments. They will not last over time, especially with weight on it. This is light, but it's weight. Non-vegan, they use boars brushes on this. And they have a little knife to cut and to slice and to measure. For those people who don't know what this is a mushroom knife. I cannot imagine I will ever use my mushroom knife to hunt mushrooms. I'm very reluctant to use fungi for various reasons, but certainly if I'm shown the right types of fungi and I know for sure it's the right type of fungi, I might use it. So there you go. This was kind of fun. They sent 4 packets of this. Now I'm not sure, and I've asked Kitty to look it up, but her iPad's battery's flat. I'm not sure if picaridin is actually non-toxic to humanity in the world. It isn't DEET, but that doesn't mean it's good. But I'll check it out. And this is a sort of wipe. It's a wipe. This is the sort of product I would definitely keep in my bug out bag. In fact, I have some that I got from somewhere or other, not this make, in my bug out bag already, just in case the bug suit doesn't work. Then they sent me a little surprise, 2 metal rods, ferro strike, round bar, and with a handle, and this will be probably a skills challenge. I haven't bothered looking. I'll just keep this as a backup if I ever need a ferro rod and grid's gone down, and it's been down for a long time. At that point I might start looking at a product like this to put it together. In the here and now I don't really have that much interest in building stuff. Okay, they sent a strange product. They sent this Sharpmaster. Now there are a lot of problems with this type of device. Basically you pull the knife through it and you push it back and forward for fine grind, so you do the coarse grind on this using this part and then fine grind here. It can really destroy blades over time quite quickly, but it's a useful little tool. It is fairly lightweight, and that may be a bit of a disadvantage for using a bigger type knife on it. But yeah, what I prefer to use are standing stones and do it by hand, or to use the flat diamond ones. But I'm not going to say no to this, but it is a lot of plastic, and again, Krieg, we need to save the planet. Alright, there's 2 items left. So first off, which is the item I thought was the most valuable? Well, it wasn't this. This is the highlight item. This is their whiskey tool blah blah blah. This is claimed to be a strawberry hoe. So that's kind of fun. Krieg must have realised we were all getting excited about hoes this summer and made one. So for actually weeding small low ground plants where you don't actually want to do a lot of damage to the actual plants, this is pretty good. It does come with one defect. You have to burn out the paper that they stuff it with because it will break if you try and pull it out. It has one other defect. It has one screw which is small and a cheap screw, so you get your wood, and it shows you online, obviously it shows everything online, that you can get natural found wood, polish it off, slide it in here and then use this to secure it. I would like a second screw, either on this side or this side. I like 2 screws, maybe 3 screws, not like 1 screw. I guess if I wasn't inept I could drill my own screw. Anyway, the strawberry hoe. I would never buy this, I would never think I would need this, but I can really see long-term farming in grid down, a little product like this would be very, very helpful.
I hope you're as excited about your new strawberry hoe as I am, okay? So what an odd name, right? So this is a tool designed exclusively for us by our friends at Reptile Toolworks, and it is aptly coined the strawberry hoe because it's perfect for actually hoeing around strawberry plants, okay? But that is not the only use for this thing. This is the king of all foraging tools that I've ever used. I'm always, especially in the fall when I'm digging roots, whether it be for a wild edible or something medicinal, I'm always using like a foraging knife or a digging knife, but I've always wanted something like this, targeting one specific plant, okay? Maybe it's a weed in your garden, in your landscaping. This is perfect for kind of micro gardening or landscaping beds or raised beds. In fact, I'm gonna give this to my dad for Father's Day because they just built like 3 really cool raised beds. Like, look at the chunk of dirt I can take out with just one hit with this strawberry hoe, okay? Easy digs up roots. You can crack nuts with this. You can reach up and grab onto, you know, a berry tree, like a mulberry tree or some persimmons or some raised fruit. You can easily reach up and hook on to those branches with the strawberry hoe. This is just such an all-around camp tool. I could dig a fire pit with this now. I could cover up a fire pit. I could use this to scrape away coals. I can use this to dig up roots. I mean, this is such an incredible tool with so many uses. You can even sharpen this right here, and you could carve, if you sharpened the spade end of this right here, you could carve a bowl with this thing. You could carve a trough in wood with this strawberry hoe. This is heat treated just like all of the knives that I sell are, and you can treat it as such.
Okay, I kind of lied. There is one other product. He's been pushing his fire starting costs for some time. I've been really kind of thinking I might do it at some point. Basically gives you a whole bunch of fire starting stuff from Apocabox for it. So if you haven't got an Apocabox and you're really heavily into bushcrafting fire starting, you might want to have a look at Apocabox. and see if you can actually order the Firestein kit. He's playing around with this, I think, to generate money, and it's going to be video based, obviously, with some gear. And there's instant access for subscribers, so I'm not going to tell you what that is.
Hey guys, it's Creek, and this is a fire starting course. So before we get into the course at all, I just want to issue you a quick disclaimer. Listen, fire is dangerous. We all know that. So you want to be sure to only start fires in areas that are safe. Okay, Fire Boss. So here is your challenge if you choose to accept it. You're burn the Apocabox. Jake Wild's getting in there to verify. Oh man. You can't touch these pieces, okay? It's a hands-off scenario. You've got to let it start burning, and then you have to back away, and it has to burn all of the pieces of cardboard. Okay, now listen.
To the video. Now this, for me, is the best part of this product. Everybody has different ideas, right? This is a tiny survival guide. What does it say about the tiny survival guide? Fits in your wallet, pocket, mint tins, Altoids, durable, tear, weather resistant, blah blah blah. Learn to survive these threats: wilderness mishaps, civil unrest, surprise attacks, natural disasters, nuclear, biological, chemical attack, abduction, hostage, terror threats, vehicle hijacking, and more. 101 illustrations, 67 life-saving skills, 175 expert tips, 27 gear checks, and 10 killer mistakes. Okay. Most of these little inserts are just rubbish, right? Well, you know, tiny little things. I think this is probably one of the better ones I've ever seen, and congratulations to these people for making this, because this is a really good thing. This is also a $10 American value. What it comes with first off is a magnifying glass to help you read it, which is kind of cool, and also on a very, very sunny day to get a fire started. If you're going to use a magnifying glass to start a fire, get at least a 4 times magnifying glass, and I would recommend the rounded glass ones. But yeah, I was impressed with this. It's actually not a bad little thing. So that's, there you go. It actually opens up quite wide. If you have cell phone or whatever, you can actually watch videos. I do not, so that's a major irritant for me. Why not give me a little paper insert with URLs to the videos? But no, you have to scan it with your cell phone. Anyway, it's pretty good. Just as a kind of an example, I'll let you just have a little scan of it. Here we go, scanning away, scanning away. This is why you shouldn't be watching my videos on a cell phone. You should be watching it on a big TV. Almost all of the ideas in here I had no major issues with. And I thought they were quite comprehensive given the scale and scope of this. So this is certainly would be a lot easier to carry than what we normally carry, which is the SAS manual, blah blah blah. Yeah, I thought this was pretty good. I like this. I thought it was pretty good. And if you get hold of the Apocabox, don't just shove this in your survival kit or your mint tin. Actually get it out and have a read of it. It's actually not bad. Not bad at all. So that's it from me. I just want to shout out to Old School Prepper. She did a really nice review of the Apocabox, and she got her box before me, so she beat me to it this month, which she generally will because she's in the States and it ships from the States. And she's well worth subbing anyways, and her review's better than mine. So check her link out, watch her review. This is just my idiosyncratic review about my first impressions. When I watched hers, I gave this box a B, maybe a B+. Actually no, it's an A-. It's not an A box, but it's better than a B+. The reason it transcends itself is when you actually have this mushroom knife, it actually is way more solid and useful, apart from the cheap attachment, than you might think. And I actually think this is kind of a beautiful item. And I'm not adverse to getting items I'm probably never going to use that are beautiful. And I do like it quite a lot. And obviously when you tot up the value of the rest of it, $10 for this, I have no idea what these cost, but they're not cheap. These are obviously samples, but again, they're going to pay about $1 or 50 cents each for these. And a handmade item like this, $15 to $25 in Canadian for sure. And this in the stores for us would be a minimum of $15 Canadian, maybe 25. I know you guys down there get junk like this a lot cheaper. Anyway, so that's it from me. Stay safe out there. Let me know what you think about the box, this box with the items in this box. I know, Louis, you hate subscription boxes. Anyway, take care. Remember, tomorrow will always be worse than today unless you prep. And buying junk isn't prepping. But having equipment you might not buy that's going to help you use skills or teach you skills in Grid Down is pretty useful. Deals. It's Hoople's cat.